And we could probably welcome everybody. Welcome to the Global Healing Miracle Experiment game call. So sorry, I've got a lot of things going on and I'm not thinking clearly. So let me start over. Welcome everybody. Today is Sunday, April 28th of 2024, and every Sunday we come together to be able to discuss the principles of this amazing book, Ancient Secrets of a Master Healer, Western Skeptic, an Eastern Master, and Life's Greatest Secrets. So today we are going to be we're going to be having a conversation continued from a discussion that Dr. Clint had led 2 weeks ago. And he was telling us, how do we achieve our dreams? How do we manifest our dreams? How do we get what we want? How do we live what we want? And how do we enjoy it? I'm so sorry. What was the phrase again? It's how do we get what we want? Who can help me out here? Carol.
Sorry, there's a notice on the screen. Are you seeing the notice on the screen, Cornelia?
Hello, hello.
Hi.
Nope.
How are you, Linda?
I'm good, and you?
Good.
Happy Sunday, all. Or Monday if you're in New Zealand or something.
Wonderful. So anyway, we're going to be talking about how do we get what we want. So Carol, I'd like you, if you are able to be able to give the announcements. Could you possibly do that?
Sure. I'm gonna pause and ask Cornelia. There's someone trying to sign in on this account from Louisiana. Should we deny or allow?
I don't see anything here. I cannot allow. I cannot say anything. Where does it come up on the screen?
Yes.
Let in? I don't know.
Okay, we'll ignore that. I don't know how that's coming in. So announcements. Very exciting week. Last week we launched the Ancient Secrets for Pet book. All pets beyond pets, and all creatures great and small. The Kindle book is #1 in veterinarian medicine. The hardbound or the book itself is a little slower getting started, but you can change that. It's a cute little book. My extreme gratitude to Miriam in the UK for this beautiful cover design, and on the back. So there's stories from Vidyas all over the world. Stories from Australia, Italy, India. It's just an incredible little collection of things about using the ancient secrets, not only for ourselves, but for our pets. So I think it's a whopping $15 in this beautiful little book form and less than $5 on the Kindle version. And you can get the Kindle app on your Android device, your iPhone, your iPad. So hope you'll take advantage of that. We're really excited about the release of the book. Also, this is an exciting week for Dr. Clint and Dr. Giovanni. They are in Europe and have pulse clinics in Switzerland and I believe it's Belgium and where's the third one? Okay. It's where?
Barcelona.
Spain.
Barcelona, Spain. Yeah, Lisbon, Barcelona. Yes, so pulse clinics are in progress for the first week in May. That's coming up. And we also have a fabulous event coming soon where we're inviting everyone who's interested and wants to come hang out with us to come to Ashland, Oregon. And we're having a festival type event there. It's going to be very exciting. And that starts the 4th, 5th, and 6th. And there are pulse clinics associated with that before and after and during. So we hope that you'll take advantage of that. We have lots of information available about those activities. And one other little thing that's in the pet book is if you buy the book, you get a free admission to our next Miracle Experiment experience, which should be September of this year. So that alone is worth more than the price of admission. So another reason to support that. We also have lots of volunteer opportunities, especially for translation. We have lots of things in progress, but that's always a place where you can put your time and talents. And Tara is a person who's intimately involved in our translation. Thank you so much for what you do, Tara. I appreciate that. And you and Stephanie working on that. It's been beautiful, beautiful. Let's see what else is going on that we should mention. Our detox is officially kicking off for today. And we have some people doing 30 days, some people doing 7 days. And that's in conjunction with 100 days Ancient Secrets experience. And it's also for other people outside, but that registration has, I believe, I don't know if we're still taking entries on that, but we wish everybody well on the journey to helping heal and cleanse oneself. I think that's it. So be good to yourself, make your body your very best friend, treat it with love and respect. And Jana, back to you.
Thank you so much, Carol. So Cornelia, just a side note, I'm not host any longer, so I'm not able to do the cross posts. Are you able to do that by chance? Cornelia. Anyway, while she's working that out, and
I can
perfect.
give it a try.
Oh,
I'm
great.
no, I'm not.
Here.
Jana, you show up as the host. I'm not the host, so you need
I
to
see
do
it
that.
now. Okay,
Cornelia. Yeah, okay.
No, I'm just saying I cannot do it. You are the host.
Great. Mindy, if you wouldn't mind trying to do the cross post, for some
Yeah,
reason
can
it's
you-
not taking it for me.
Can you do me a favor and make me the host and I'll give it a shot?
Absolutely.
Adventure! The
Yay,
background
I know.
guys learning technology together.
And Mindy, are you under?
I'm actually
Ancient-
under Ancient Secret Steward. Yeah.
Okay,
I'll change my name right now.
great. No, you're great. Okay, perfect. Great. We've got a lot of moving parts. We've had a lot of changes and we're just trying to adapt to them. So anyway, thank you, Carol, so much for all of the announcements. We are so excited about going to Ashland and being able to have that as, you know, I get to see all of you guys in person. That's what's so cool. I think that was the greatest gift that I had when we went to Sedona. In the chat, I would like you guys to put, you know, because for those of you who are just coming in, we're going to be continuing the conversation that Dr. Clint created 2 weeks ago with making your dreams come true. And I would like to know in the chat, what is your favorite principle from Ancient Secrets, or a home remedy, or your favorite marma? And I would like you to put that in the chat. What is your favorite principle? You know, one of the principles that I've been using this week is Atmiata. You know, Atmiata is the principle of doesn't matter how anybody else treats you, always treat the other person with love. And I've been really practicing that this week. I've had a very, very full week this week and a lot of moving parts. And it's been wonderful to be able to use that principle because I don't take things personally. When that happens, is I can just I acknowledge that, you know, however that person shows up in my life, you know, I'm just going to love them and not take it personally. So we have Carolyn Merck says Aditi Devo Bawa, and Dr. Ann has focus on what's working. The forgive and forget marma. I'm sorry, it's jumping. So Lauren's new here today.
Would you like me to read the messages for you, Jana?
Oh, that would be so great, Dr. Susan. I so appreciate you
Sure.
being here.
No problem. That's wonderful feedback, such as infinite possibilities. What do I want? From Karen, and I love Aditi Babawa, Tara. And Shifra says, I did not come here to teach you. I came here to love you, which is my favorite as well. Lauren also, and says favorite Marma, forgive and let go. And Tara again, and the forgive and forget Marma. I love all the Marmas. And Dr. N is focused on what's working. Catherine says Adido Debo Baba. And Linda, chase after dreams, chase after ideas, don't chase after money. My fave Shakti Marmas are what do you want and self-love. My fave cure is the nighty sleep enhancement. And the Marma autocorrect. That's a nice one. And Robin, cross between Let Love Guide Us and Adido Dibo Baba. Chris, What Do I Want? Sarah, Marma, Forgive and Forgive, and Lean Into Love. And Melissa, yes, Atmiada is one of the one it's been using, and I love the Marma to remember. Esther, favorite Marma, dispelling fear and anxiety, feeling peace. Press between nose and upper lip 6 times. Adido Divo Baba, great is that. And Carol, whatever you do, give it 100%. Give your beloved child, pet, 100% of your attention. Beautiful. And look, what do I want? Marma, heart Marma, herbal remedy, Jivanra Shak. And Jaina, what is new? Sharon, Adito Divo Baba, Carol. I look forward to seeing everyone in Ashland. That's announced already.
I love that.
Yeah, life is a game from Anne and Belly. I came to love you. And Beverly, the answer lies where the question is asked. I love the Marmas and the many saying that pop into my awareness at perfect time. Beautiful,
love
guys.
it.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you, Dr.
Sure.
Susan.
No problem.
Dr. Susan, I'd like to ask you to keep an eye on the chat, and then if
I
there's something that's
I will. And
beautiful,
sorry if I interrupt you, but I like to kind of contribute on that.
I love that. Thank you so much.
No
I
problem.
would like us to take a minute and kind of let's drop into our heart for a minute. Let's do some Marmas. It seems like the letting go, the forgive and letting go Marma. So let's go ahead and do that. So, you know, Luke, you are so good at this. Would you mind leading us in the letting go? Just really a quick version of it. I don't know if Luke is available. I saw
I'm here.
him on.
I'm available. I'm here.
Perfect. Great. Thank you.
The one that you usually have me do is the what do I want, Marma? But you want me to do the forgive and let go one today?
Let's do the forgive and let go today. And then, you know what? And you know what? Let's do the what do you want, Marma, because that is going to be part of what we're discussing today.
Okay.
So, yeah.
So first the forgive and let go. Okay. So you take your left hand and you hold it up perpendicular to a surface like that. And you take your right hand and you put your thumb on the inside and the forefinger in the little webbed soft area of the hand. And you find the really sore spot. Keep feeling around until you find a nice sore spot there. And once you have it, put a red frame over your left eye. And you put in there the person or the situation that you want to forgive, and it could even be yourself. So see it clearly in that red frame. You're forgiving and letting go of a person, situation, or yourself. And then press 6 times on that sore spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And again, see it clearly. See whatever you want to see to forgive and let go in the red frame. Press 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And once more, see it clearly. Whatever's in that red frame, see it really clearly and press 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Very good. Give yourself a very good over your left heart, over your heart. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So you want the what do I want marmor as well? Okay.
Yes, let's do that too.
What do I want? Okay. Put a white frame.
You know what, before you begin, Luke, let me just kind of frame this up. You know, we had this beautiful discussion 2 weeks ago with Dr. Clint, and he really touched my heart. And I know that others were touched because of the reactions that were happening on the call. And it's basically whatever you desire, you can have. And he says, you know, if you say, you know, Carl, I want that, and then the doubts creep in, they say, you know, no, I can't afford it, or I don't have time, or, you know, there's no way that I can go. And this is a way for us to be able to practice setting aside those doubts, setting aside those challenges that we have had and in our mind, because in reality, we can have whatever we want. If we allow it, we set aside those blocks. And if we do put in the effort that we need to be able to make it happen. So Luke, let's go ahead and do the marma with those things in mind.
Also, Dr. Naram specifically said the more vividly you can visualize what you want in that white frame, the faster it will manifest. So that's something to really keep in mind. When I do this, I do a whole lot of marmas before I go to bed at night, and I do many of them during the day as well. And when I'm doing the what do I want marma, I really take a moment to really very, very clearly visualize in that white frame what I want. And if it starts to fade, I put it right back. So that's what you want. You want to really see it clearly. So a white frame over your right eye. And we're going to do a few what do I want. So the first one is put in that white frame something that you want. It could be something related to your health, money, friendship, love, it doesn't matter. Put it and see it very clearly. It could be words, it could be an image, however it works for you. Put it into that white frame, and you take your forefinger of your right hand and you press not on the tippy top, but on the fingernail part, the top part. Now see it clearly, see what you want in that white frame. Press 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now again, see clearly what you want. It could be the same thing or put something else there. See it clearly. See it. Really visualize it. And press the top part of your finger 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now put something else into that white frame, something that you really, really want. Even if you thought it was impossible, put it into that white frame and see it clearly. Press the top of your finger on the nail 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, now we're moving down to the middle part of your finger between the 2 knuckles. But Dr. Clint has said, this is your highest priority of what you want. So put your highest priority of what you want into the white frame. It could be something that you already put there before. See it clearly. This is your highest priority. See it. And now press that middle part between the 2 knuckles 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time.
Look, I'm sorry. Some people asking you raise your hands because they cannot see it. That's
Oh,
much
sorry.
better.
Okay.
So right
Thank you.
here, the middle part of your finger, between the first knuckle and the second knuckle, right there. This is, you want to manifest your highest priority. See, right here, middle part, between the 2 knuckles. So see it clearly in the white frame, your highest priority, and press 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're moving to the bottom part, down here, between the bottom knuckle and the second knuckle. This is the spot. Once you have manifested what you want, how will you feel? Now put that image into the white frame. For me, it's a jumping for joy thing like this. You see that? That's my image. It's jumping for joy. I'm so happy I manifested what I want. I'm so joyful. So put that, you've now manifested what you want. How will you feel? And press that lower part of your finger here 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Shifra, it's like this. Shifra, I see the way you're doing it. It's like this. You're pressing the bottom part of the finger right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, that's it. Very good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Excellent.
Thank
Beautiful,
you.
beautiful.
Great.
Thank you.
I would like to ask who is new on the call today. We're gonna welcome them. If you can raise your hand or just text us.
I
That would be
think
good.
Lauren. Lauren, are you on the call today?
I am
Lauren.
here.
Hi. I'm
Ah,
so glad you made it.
And thank you for having me. It's great.
Lauren has joined our Facebook group, and we can put in the chat how to join the WhatsApp chats as well. But Lauren, I would love to have you share your story. How did you find us? And what happened this last week?
Yeah, so I am from New Jersey and I'm a mental health therapist. And I have a lot of pain, like in my neck and my shoulders and my lower back. So I have an acupuncturist who is wonderful. And last week on Saturday, she told me that there was pulse readings happening, which I never heard of. And I remember feeling skeptical, but also very curious. So I decided to go. And I met with Dr. Ronak, and it was so cool. Within 30 seconds of reading my pulse, he knew everything that was going on in my body that I had already been working with various doctors. And he, talked to me about a diet that I need to have because I have a hormonal imbalance. He talked to me about herbs that could really help me with pain. So I hit the ground running and I bought the book, which I've been reading. And I've been really enjoying the book. So I started working with the herbs. I had herbs delivered. And I will say that that my pain is substantially decreased from the herbs that I have been doing. And I've been feeling really good and so excited to learn more. And they also spent a lot of time with me teaching me the marmas, which I have been practicing and teaching my own clients. So really excited to be here.
Oh, I'm so glad. Just really quickly, Mindy, can you make me the host? We've got gallery view on the Facebook Live, so we need to either do speaker view or make me the host. That would be great.
I was just looking at that going, wait, okay, yeah, sure, hold on.
Thank you. Lauren, I am so glad that you've had that experience. I mean, first of all, I love Dr. Ronak. He was my doctor before I joined the PATH program. Now I work with Dr. Priyanka because she's my mentor. But Dr. Ronak is so knowledgeable. And how did you feel when you said that you didn't even know what it was. Tell me about were you pretty open-minded about it, or were you like, what is this?
So I quickly looked it up after my acupuncturist told me about it and sent me the link to sign up. And I said, oh, this sounds a little strange. And my husband's a scientist, so everything has to be proven. But I am very open-minded and I love learning. And I just said, gut feeling said, just go. What do you have to lose? And so then when I got there, I was just blown away. And so intrigued by all of it. So yeah, it was an amazing experience. And I booked the last appointment on purpose, thinking that maybe they would spend more time with me. And I actually got to stay 2 hours with them. So it's so great.
Oh, that is so wonderful. Oh, we are so glad. You guys, let's go ahead and welcome Lauren into. Is it Lauren or Lauren?
Lauren.
Lauren, let's welcome Lauren into our community. We rub our hands together and we send you a blast of love.
Oh,
Just
thank you.
thank you so much for being here. Lauren and I have been communicating back and forth a little bit on the Facebook chat, and she's just so excited to be a part of the community, and we're so grateful to have her here.
Okay,
Great.
thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Also,
is there-
Lauren, I would like to add something that you would, if you like to tell your husband, with my science background, I guess what we are reading, especially in that book, Ancient Secret, is an addictive book, which is in a good way. It's art and science. Not only is the science back up for it, and it has a combination of art and science, and you will love it and you enjoy as you learn through the path. And I welcome you and congratulate you as well.
Yeah, I actually came home and told him, and the what he told me was so specific to my body, exactly where pain was, where it stopped. So when I came home and I was excited to tell my husband, he was like, that's very interesting. So yeah, I think he's also very curious, which is great.
Yeah, that's great, because the science we have is around maximum 250 years background, but all this Chinese medicine, Ayurvedic, Siddha Vedic is more than 5,000 history behind it, and I would really appreciate that, and I hope you, as you learn, you would do it too. Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Is there anybody else that's new on the call that has not, put it in the chat? Would love to just say hello to you. We are so excited about going to Ashland, and I've asked Esther Francis, she's got to leave really soon. I've asked her if she would share with us her experience that she had in Sedona. We went to Sedona last June and met for the very first time in person as a group, and it was absolutely incredible. And she was a big part of that. She was on the planning committee and she participated in many different ways. So Esther, would you mind sharing your experience?
I'm very glad to. Thank you, Jana. Hello, everyone, on this beautiful day or evening, wherever you may be located. So, as Jana was saying earlier, and as the dear, one of my favorites ever, Aretha Franklin said, there ain't nothing like the real thing, baby. And as we know, as intimate, as much love as we've experienced here, Zooming together, when you get together in the 3D with touch and embrace and hugging and laughing, oh my goodness, it is great, great, great. Now, one of the talent show, for instance, it's so much fun. It's very, very delightful. We get to play together and we get to be spontaneous together. We get to hang out. Now, in this particular retreat, wow, we're going to have hot springs. So we're going to get to soak together. Not only soaking up the great vibes of the love from our hearts, but the love that's in the water, that's in the air. And we know there's a phrase that's so that the whole is more than the sum of its parts. Who we are as community is not just, adding, one after the other of us. It's something else happens, which is that synergy of the us. And with the intention and with the what do you want that we've created of letting love guide. Woo! This is we're all opening to greater depths, heights, breadth of what love is capable of within us, moving through us. And not we're there together when we're like that. It's not just for us, because we're emanating that vibration to our beautiful, blessed Mother Earth. So I don't know all the specifics that are going to unfold, but I don't need to, because I know they're going to be wondrous. And we are going to be living these principles, and we're going to probably be discovering new ones that haven't even been articulated.
Yeah, there's a good chance. What was your biggest wonderful gift that Sedona gave to you last year?
I have to say, what comes up flashing, not thinking, that first night when we convened together and the first time, I'm saying we were in a setting where there's beautiful outdoor, but there was a front entrance, and I went up there to get something, and so at Titi Devo Baba, the unexpected, the door opened, and together Dr. Giovanni and Dr. Clint came through that door. It was kind of like at Christmas. Once upon a time, when I was 7 years old, I got a pony. And it was like, it's such a delight. And then we have the phrase contagious love. Well, you'd be inside and you'd turn and there's another one. There's another one. And it's just the joy of reunion. Because my bias is that I don't think this is the first time we've met, not just in this life. My deep knowingness feels that for many of us, it's a reunion from other times and space where we've also been together. I get a little prickly right as I'm saying that. It just, what goose flesh,
It is so true. What Esther's talking about is before the event started, we had a dinner, and we're going to have that same thing in Ashland as well. But we had a dinner just so that we could get our hellos and our big hugs out of the way. So then we could settle in and be able to focus on, the union of the ancient secrets, the next day. And it was just like Christmas and having a pony. It was like, oh my gosh, there's Esther. Oh my gosh, I've seen her on the screen. She's only been this big, and here she is. And you just give her a great big hug. And oh my gosh, there's Arshia, and I just give her a great big hug. And oh my gosh, and the screams and the joys and the excitements were so incredible. And that is how we every week we meet, and we see each other. And Joan, I'm sure that's what happened when you were in Nepal, but, to see Anne Renee and to see Beverly, and, it was just absolutely an amazing experience to feel that love. We feel the love on the screen usually every single week, but to feel it in person was just magical. And Esther was a big part of the talent show. She did a wonderful job with helping the organization of the talent show. And she did so many other things. Esther, what were some of the other things that you did?
Well, one of the things I felt very blessed was that I was invited to do in one of the invocations. And I love that because it's just really going into the heart and opening and not knowing what's going to be said. And one of my bucket lists was to go to Sedona. I was told in the 1980s, I had just come from a retreat from a woman considered to be an emanation of Divine Mother, and went to a bookstore, and a woman came across the floor and came to me and said to me, "What are you doing here?" She said, "Don't you know your karma in the East is over?" And she basically told me that I belonged in the Southwest in Sedona. And anyhow, it took me 40 years to get there. And it was that brief weekend that we spent together, but what divine timing. And that was, and then as the Golden Angels, that was really special. We got to greet as people were coming in to, I think it was the last evening that we assembled, and we had the eye, the darshan, the eye gazing. And I've been in many circumstances where we've had this, but I never ever, people, instead of moving on, would just go deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper, to the point that we know next time we're going to have a little bing, bing, so we'll know when to shift. But that degree of belonging, of love, was so present. And it's cumulative, right? That way now, we're not even who we were last year. We're now at another episode of space time where we've lived, deepening with each other all this time. So, and if you're new and it'll be your first time, I feel deeply in my heart that you will feel in your bones that it's not your first time, that you will be so welcome because that's the way of love.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is
there were.
love. It's across all borders. When the heart is open, it's like the sunshine. And yeah, you'll be very, very welcome. And I can't imagine you not feeling like, oh, like if you've been a camel in the desert and you've reached, the oasis.
Thank you, Esther. Thank you so much. I so appreciate your insights on what we experienced in Sedona. It was very special, and I anticipate that Ashland will be just as special. So thank you. And thank you for everything that you do in our community.
Well, thank you. Thank you for everything you do and that we all do. What a community. What a blessing. All right, I'm
It's
going
a
to sign off because I'm off to another community. I'm really blessed that to be with Bran Secunda, who's a shaman in the Huichol tradition from Mexico. And a few years ago in a farmer's market, we hadn't seen each other for a while, COVID. And he asked what I was up to, and I was telling him about the ancient healing secrets. Anyhow, he left, did something, he came back and he said, you know something? I met and know one of the greatest healers on the planet. I said, oh, and I got a little tingle and I said, oh, who's that? He said, well, his name is Dr. Panchap Naram. And he had been with him in Germany when they brought together, people from different traditions with a focus on healing, and just thought he was the best. So
that's so wonderful. Well, I think Dr. Naram was the best. And enjoy your afternoon, Esther. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Oh,
Bye.
I just gotta
So
finish.
coming back to what it is that you want, I don't know what is in what is in your heart, and I don't know what is in the heart of the next person that we're going to be talking to, but she is such full of service and so full of love, and she has this organization skills that's absolutely beautiful. And this is Sarah Jeet. Sarah Jeet would like to have you come off mute and join the conversation. And if somebody could spotlight me and her together, that would be great. Sarah Jeet, when she came into the Ancient Secrets community, I believe she's known Dr. Naram before. Sarah Jeet, have you known Dr. Naram before?
No, I don't think I met him, but I was wanting to, I was in the search for a couple of years, and then I came across
Spotlight Sarah Jeet as well. Thank you.
came across his videos, and I always wanted to, and then I just signed up on their website, in the newsletter, and I didn't hear back anything from, and then only thing that I heard was that he passed away. And then I got from the Ancient Secrets Foundation a letter that we are starting this. If you want to join us, the book release, and that's when I started. And I think it was in 2020 or 2019, something like that.
Yeah. It was 2020. It was March of 2020.
Yes.
And Sarah Jeet was on one of the first calls, and Dr. Clint was organizing us to be able to help with the book launch. We had different groups and organizations, and one of them it wasn't art. It was, what was it? The shop?
Well, we had a brainstorming session in 2020, and then I wanted to contribute through art, so Dr. Clint said to give, ideas. So we all emailed him also, and we discussed also. And one of the ideas that I gave was this, to have a shop, with the art products from the community. All the artists can contribute, and even from the book, the quotations and other stuff can be geared towards that, So we have a shop here, and we have a lot of products, and the proceeds go to the orphanages in Nepal. So when you buy, so please take a look at the shop. We have ancientsecrets.org, and if there's a store, if you click on that, you get to see all the wonderful creations that the community has done, and yeah, we are doing that. Yes.
So Sarahjeet was so wonderful. She created, she gathered all of the people who were creative in the community, and they started just posting and creating these different products, and they're beautiful. And she got the shop up, she got it moving, but art runs in her blood. You know, she's been an art teacher for many, many years. And when I said to her one time, I said, what is it that you feel is your purpose? And she says, art. You know, she's won so many awards with her art products, and she's absolutely, her heart is golden. So we're so grateful to have you doing this. Sarahjeet is also a golden angel. And I know that you guys, there's been several people that have said, I've heard the term golden angel, but I don't know what that means. Well, one time when Dr. Clint was in meditation, he had this thought come to him, you know, because in the lineage, you know, Shakti energy is very, you know, important. And he had this thought come to him that to have a council of wise women come together to help navigate the ins and outs of the organization. And Sarahjeet was one of the very first golden angels chosen. And of course, because of her dedication, she gives 100% all the time. And it was wonderful to be able to have her come on. So Sarahjeet, what has it meant for you to be a part of the Golden Angel group?
I think it's a great honor to be a golden angel. I was surprised when I was selected. It gives, and I am grateful for the platform that we are able to do Seva through this as a community, and to find this wonderful community and have this community. It's a great way of serving together. And that's what it's not just one person who's doing it, it's all of us together, that we are all participating, whichever way, little by little, you know, that we are able to do. Yeah. And I also would like to share that we are hoping to start in July, another program whereby anybody who want to spend like 1 hour with us in art, whether they are an artist or just not even an artist, or do not even know how to draw, they are all welcome. And we are going to again charge you just for session $5 minimum, maximum, whatever your heart desires. And this is again to, you know, help with the orphanages, the creative. There is, I think, a lot of creative kids over there. They do wonderful art, and if we want to help them in their creativity to prosper, so through whatever the funds we collect will go directly to them. Yeah. So this is just a way this community is helping us to make their dreams come true. Yeah.
Dana, would you like to share? Would you like for me to share the?
Yes, let's go ahead and unspotlight me and Sarahjeet.
And let's see, screen 2.
Thank you.
And it's not where, sound optimize. Okay.
Girl, if you'd share about it. Wonderful. Thank you, Carol. Carol put that slideshow together of the paintings of the children in Nepal. And some of the children, those were some of their very first paintings that they had ever done. And last year in Sedona, we auctioned them off, and some of them were a gift to others, and they're just beautiful. And these are the children that we are supporting in Nepal. And so when Sarabjit is talking about an art time, you know, I don't know if you've ever been to an art and sip organization or group where you go and you have something to paint and everybody paints the same design. It's similar, but you can come, we're going to have somebody lead the art that day, one time a month, and it will either be their design or I've even had one person that said, I'm not an artist, but I would love to come and just color. And so I think we might be printing off or get a mandala where you can print that off and just come together to just create. And one of the things that Dr. Naram says is when you remove the blocks from your body, the creativity starts to come alive. And so it's really important that we have a platform for people to share the creativity. So Sarabjit, is there anything else that you would like to say?
I just want everybody to be open to it. Don't say that, oh, I can do or draw. Just give a try, you know, and I think you will love it. You join us. It is just coming from your heart, whatever comes from your heart. And we all are creators. It's not that we aren't. We have forgotten how to do it, you know, so just try to remember. Bringing you together to remember. Thank you. I would love to see you every month, all of you.
Absolutely. I'd like to thank you so much, Sarabjit. I'd like to bring Dr. Ann on to have a conversation, to be able to talk about what she experienced in Sedona last year. And if she's had any other, she's used the What Do You Want, Marma often, and she's truly a manifester. Dr. Ann, are you available to talk?
I am. Right before I met Dr. Naram, maybe a few years before that, I was on a boat with before Sai Ma became a guru. She was just Shalanda. And we were on a boat in Egypt, and she was teaching us something about manifestation. And I think I had only seen a known sign for the first time, maybe a few weeks before that. So I was oblivious to other cultures. Like Egypt wasn't even something on my bucket list. I had no idea why someone would want to go to Egypt at that time. I just thought it was a mound of sand. And so here I am, we were doing this journey up the Nile. It was really fantastic. Nothing like my brain could have ever imagined. No books could ever show you when you do things in person. And I said to her, I'm just not getting this manifestation thing you're talking about. And so we were walking, and she was not prepared for this question. It wasn't like this was any kind of a setup in any way, because I literally only in that moment was like, I just have to admit that you lost me. And so she said, well, you know, walk with me and let's talk about this, because we were done dinner and everybody was leaving the table. And she said, let's say you would like to eat a banana. And she said, you don't have a banana in your present area. Become the banana. So I'm like, you know, I kind of look at her funny. And she's like, you know, the flesh of the banana, the skin of the banana, smell the banana, feel the taste of the banana. And like, we literally turned the corner and there was a basket full, the biggest basket full of, I've never seen that many, except in the grocery store. There was this gigantic bowl of bananas in the hallway. And it just happens like that when you're around her. I mean, it does happen like that a lot. But so lately, it just seems like in my life, you know how some people seem like everything is in abundance, you know, and I'm sure that it's just my perspective. I seem to be just being able to manifest just what I want and just what I need in that moment. So I guess that's better than not being able to manifest at all. So there's an awareness that I can manifest. But that, like I said, that was 20 something years ago. So that's the progress I've made in this amount of time. So I can't say that I'm a master manifester yet. However, I think you couldn't put down on paper and make logic out of the things that I'm surrounded by. So I was,
And let me just interrupt you right there because
Yes.
I really believe in that. You know, Carol talked earlier about when you bought the PEP book that you had an automatic admission to the Miracle Experiment game. And in the Miracle Experiment game, we apply certain principles that are able to help you see miracles that are all around you. And they're there without you even being fully aware of them. Now, I've seen Anne connect with the synchronicities in life. And I think that that's exactly what happens, especially when, and part of the principles is, you know, what do you want? You know, a DTD Bilbawa, treat the unexpected guest as if it comes, you know, as if it's God himself or herself. And then the gratitude, being so grateful for those things that we have. And that just really ushers in the ability to be able to see the miracles that are around us all the time. You know, again, you know, Albert Einstein had that saying, you can look at life two ways. You can look at life as if nothing is a miracle, or you can look at life as if everything is a miracle. And that's what I see and does. And the thing is a lot of times when you get tuned into the place of miracles, you just go in the flow. And I watch Carol do this too. You know, the synchronicities, you just are guided, you're followed, you are led. And I see that that's what happens with Anne as well. Go ahead, Anne.
that's so sweet. So, you know, I've been more aware and more like conscious of like, okay, you know, you see Saima manifesting huge things, Dr. Naram, you know, I want to treat these. I see when I'm the most famous Ayurvedic doctor in the world, I have patient clients like Mother Teresa and all. And then next thing you know, here's Mother Teresa asking for him. You know, I'm lucky that I'm witnessing people manifesting just gigantic things, you know. And so I know that it's possible. So I'm grateful that I have, you know, these beautiful mentors and with such enthusiasm. But when you started out like not even knowing what an Om sign is, it's so I'm so grateful for the group and the application of the principles. Do not take that for granted. I mean, the book is amazing with all its recipes and everything, but I like how we started out super slow. Like Dr. Clint, the book was not published yet. So he was just like giving us little teeny tidbits, one a week. We'd literally do like one a week. And he definitely started with the principles. And I always wondered like why he didn't start with mung bean soup and all, but those principles lay this foundation. And I pray that I will give you what's in my mind in words that you can understand. But like, there's this place where like your fantasy meets your reality, where compost, you know, turns into royal soil, where there's like this interface, there's a place, there's this space, there's that pause between the breath, that whether you meditate for a minute or whether it's listening to somebody on the group or hearing Dr. Naram's voice or something that can take you to this place where you're able to completely surrender. And it's almost like you're throwing away or annihilating. Like, you know, when you clean your house, sometimes when you clean your house, you make a bigger mess. And then all of a sudden, like you cleaned this room, but the next 4 rooms are now have all kinds of stuff in them that you took out of this room. And then you go to the next one and the next one. And then finally, all of a sudden, everything just comes together and poof. That's what this manifestation thing is about. If indeed you concentrate on those principles and the feeling of surrender. So one of the things that I'm manifesting right now is it's weird because I say manifesting, but here's the piece of that man. I know that I'm going to Ashland. I know I'm going to Ashland. I can feel myself hugging Jana. I can see, I can't wait to see these women that are there, get up on the stage and say, like, I haven't sang in 40 years. I've had stage fright since here and all. And they're just one after another last year got up there and their bravery and courage and they were fantastic. And the artwork was spectacular. And it was fun to buy some and bring little pieces of it home. And then it made me upgrade. Like I bought a piece of Susan's work. And it's gorgeous. So I have to paint my kitchen before I'm going to hang it. I have to. If I painted myself, I'll paint the kitchen. So it's like the ability to touch each other in person, to see each other's profiles. I'm now fascinated with profiles because you get to know someone in one dimension And then all of a sudden you're hugging them and you're seeing they're so much more beautiful in 3 dimensions. It's unbelievable. Like you think that you love someone and then you see them in person and it's your whole body gets filled. So I'm super excited and I'm feeling today when we were doing we're doing some work with the manifestation and we got down here and said, feel it. I think that's the part where Saima was talking about feel the pulpy of the banana, smell it, do all that. I'm glad that he takes us to that third part. So right now I'm already feeling myself in the hot springs. I'm already, I have 390 of my 400 tuition sitting aside. I'm like, and I'm just waiting for something to clear and I'm going to pop. Now I'm not even thinking about where I'm staying yet. I haven't decided yet. Do I want to be in a tent? Do I want to be, on somebody's couch or whatever? It depends on who, like we'll see, but I haven't gotten that far. I'm doing it one little step at a time. And I just want to tell you also, really do one of the principles, and it's a little about maybe 4 or 5 down, but really the focusing on what is working because it's so tempting. But I mean, for me, I don't know if it's the Italian martyr, woe is me thing, but it's very easy for me to focus on what is not working. And like, if I get started on that, I can really get like snowballing and not seeing anything that's working. But there's this place where you surrender and you say, Yahweh, Yahshua, whatever word, energy, higher energy, electromagnetic field, source, creator. I know that you're in me and I know that you're in these other people, these contractors, the workers, helpers, friends, lecturers, whatever. I know that you're in, and that is our true connection. And when you can let go and just be totally in that little space, that interface that connects us all, that's like the compost. That's the compost, and the compost is necessary. The annihilation, the letting go, that's necessary for our seeds to have somewhere to root into and to plant. So definitely things aren't always going to work out, but know that that's the compost. And if you don't dwell there and you surrender and then you're open to what actually is working, it might be something tiny this one day that's working. Oh, this one person who showed up did this job that I really did not want to do. And then and I'm so happy for that. Thank you so much. And then next thing you know, there's somebody, and the day was so easy. So really, honestly, dive into those principles. Just eat them for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And then the proof of it, well, it starts to show up physically. That the work that you're doing with these principles does produce fruit.
Yes.
And that's what I have to say about that. And I can't wait
Anne,
to
thank
see
you.
everybody. I can't wait.
Thank you so much. It's so powerful. I really loved how you really reminded us of the principles. I mean, that's the reason why I love staying and diving in and eating up those principles because they're true. It's really true. And when you press on your finger, what do you want? I've warned a lot of people, be careful because you're just called into the universe of what you want, and just be aware that things are going to rearrange. There may be things that you need to let go and some things that are coming in. And sometimes it may not be seeming so pleasant. That's why we use the Aditi Diva Bhawa, is letting you know that it is the unexpected guest showing up because you've called it into your life, and then to infuse it with your gratitude. Be so grateful for it and find all the things. I mean, magic is all around us everywhere. And thank you so much. Sue, I really appreciate your message. I would love to have you come off mute and communicate with us. Thank you, Anne.
Okay, sorry. Yes, thank you so much, Jana. It's just a very quick thing, but I couldn't resist when I was listening to Anne because I've had a lot of experiences like that, which isn't what I'm going to talk about today, but I'll talk about one in particular. So I went to India a couple of years ago, and I asked the person in charge, the woman, how does this, she said, I heard that some people get reimbursed for some of the treatment there, but and there was not really a form, and it seemed very vague and all that sort of thing. So here's the truth. I actually went to India twice. The first year I didn't get around to it, and a year passed. The second year, it was like end of December, and I thought, I have no idea how this could possibly get reimbursed. No one seems to be able to tell me. They just send me, here's the receipt, which I already had. And I said, well, I think I'll just write a letter to my insurance company and say, it seems to me that you are in favor of health. And I'd like to have you look at my lab values before I went, and I'd like you to look at my lab values after, and I'd like you to notice that every single one is in normal range, and that was not the case. So if you believe in health, then I would like to pull out the treatment part of this bill and ask that you consider paying it. And then it was busy. It was the end of the year. It was the end of, all that holiday stuff. So then my husband said to me about 2 or 3 weeks ago, he said, come here. He said, look at this check that came to me. And I said, well, what is it about? And he said, well, just look. And I said, well, I don't know. You must be getting reimbursement for something. It was from the insurance company. And he said, well, just look. And then I realized that they had heard me and sent me a check for the treatment. And I couldn't actually remember what the letter had said. I haven't even found the letter, but I honestly don't care. And I thought, well, that made me feel better. Not that I had to have them reimburse me. I'm glad I did it. But in truth, it was the right thing because I don't use medical care to speak of. And so why wouldn't they be willing to endorse someone that is doing their best on their own to be healthy? And why wouldn't that align? And so that was pretty exciting. When I figured it out, my husband was kind of blown away because he's a little like whoever was speaking earlier, that, the scientist, but he kind of loved it. So that's my little contribution. And I guess of that, I'd like to say this. I could feel the first year I didn't do it because I didn't commit to it. So this goes back to, what do you want? Thank you, Luke, for that again. And then the second year I was going over it and I thought, I need to make some effort. I can't say because there isn't a clear path that I'm not going to make some effort. That's on me. And I don't have to have the clear path. And this is what you're talking about, Anne. I can just move right into the best I can do about it. And so that's what I did. So I believe that fits, which is why I sent a message to Jane. I just wanted to share that and encourage anyone else to not worry too much about having a form that's exactly right. Or sometimes you can create the energy with your own words. So
it's so true.
Thank you.
I love that. Thank you so much, Sue. Yeah, Dr. Clint says, and Dr. Ram talked about, you need to have a dream, first of all, and then you need to write it down. And the thing that is amazing to me is I remember when I very first started this, writing down my goals and things like that, the art of manifesting. There were some that I wrote down and I didn't put any effort. I just was expecting it to come to me, and that doesn't happen. But when you start moving on it and acting upon it, like I remember when I had my business, I had an insurance business for a lot of years, and there were sometimes I just knew that I need to make payroll, so I need to go out and do things, and so I would just make the efforts of going out and meeting people or talking with people, and most of the time the business didn't even come in through those avenues, but it came in through another way. Because it's like the universe knew that I was making my efforts to make it come to me, and then it would just show up in my space. And it was incredible. I was amazed time and time and time again. Chris, I would really love to have you share with us a bit. Before Chris shares, Luke, did you have something you would like to share? Thank you so much, Sue. It's beautiful what you're talking about.
Yes, a couple of things. First of all, with manifestation, in using the What Do I Want Marma and any form of manifestation. I have other techniques I do for manifestation. It's important to know that things don't necessarily manifest right away. And it's important to not get frustrated or think, oh, this is not working, this is not going to happen. You have to stick with it. I have manifested things that took months and months and sometimes years to manifest, but I stuck with it. So it's a very, very important thing to remember. If something's not manifesting right away, stick with it and do it diligently and really visualize what you want. You could even, I used to do this and I still do it. I take a 3x5 white card and I take colored pencils and I draw images of what I want. Okay, and I focus on it. So there's lots of ways to manifest. I also wanted to give another plug for Ashland. And going back to Sedona, when we all met for the first time in person, I remember, Jana and I adore Jana so much, and we've become friends through messaging and some phone calls. And before Sedona, I said, one person I really want to hug is Jana. So I remember the first evening we had the dinner. It was before the event started. And I saw Jana in line, and there were so many people, and I was like tripping over people to get to Jana. I just had to get to her so I can hug her. Do you remember that, Jana?
I remember.
And I was tripping. I had to get to her. So coming together where we see each other in person, like Ann said, seeing each other in 3D is extraordinary for 3 days. It's amazing. So anybody who's considering going to Ashland who hasn't taken steps yet, like paid for anything, do everything you can to get to Ashland, because it's going to be extraordinary. And then Ashland itself is a beautiful place. I've been there before, and we're going to have an extraordinary time, just like we did in Sedona. So please do everything you can to get there. It's going to be off the charts amazing.
Thank you, Luke. Chris, I would love to have you share. Thank you so much, Luke. Chris.
Thank you, Jana, for inviting me to speak today. I'm so excited to be here and share with everyone. So just a little bit of background. I was asked to do the book club with Dr. Clint like 3.5 years ago. Ronnie Aiden invited me, and then I did the 100-day course, and the rest is history. So, but a year ago, April, I took Jack Canfield's Breakthrough to Success, and one of the things he had us do was do a vision board. And I really wanted to go to the Unstoppable event, so I put it in there. I printed it out, and I was able to make it happen, with the help of my husband and kids and them taking care of the dogs and stuff. And but anyways, it was
Can I share some of the photographs that you sent to me? I just have a couple of them.
Absolutely.
Okay, great. Yeah, I wanted to share these because she captured such a beautiful essence of the event that, and I just took a couple of them, Chris. I didn't, and my screen's taking a minute. Is it showing up now?
Yep.
Okay, do you see the Dr. Clint?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, great. So you can feel that there's an amazing energy in the room at this moment. It was so magical to be able to experience, just being in this, basking in this love that was there. And then, the love was just everywhere. Dr. Giovanni was there. Here's Chris and Renara. And we had a lot of fun. We had some dancing. And that was Tia. Yeah, Tia was the one that had the dream about the bananas. And Anne was mentioning about bananas today. I thought that was so synchronistic. And then, Dr. Clint did a Mama Shakti session, I believe, on this gentleman. And it just was so powerful to be able to see the ancient secrets in real life and to be able to see everyone in real life. It was just amazing. So, and there's Larry and Beverly. So I'll stop my screen share, but did you have anything you wanted to share about that?
I mean, it was incredible. I was able to meet Dr. Giovanni in person for the first time, get my pulse read by him. I was there for Larry's book launch, which was awesome. Just to meet with friends and to get to hug you in person.
And there was so much more than just even what we're talking about. There was, so many things to engage in. But the one thing that I love about Chris is that she has this gentle, loving spirit about her. And she just has this spark of idea of, and I've seen this over time. I'm going to go to California, or I'm going to go, help my daughter go to school, and she makes it happen. She just allows and just goes in the flow, and she just makes it happen. So Chris, thank you for being such a beautiful example to us. And thank you for helping. I know that you help out on the one you helped on the 100 days program, and then you also help with Dr. Wexler a lot as well.
Yeah.
So
I'm so happy Lauren got to meet Dr. Ronick in person. I just loved hearing Lauren's story about that. But I'm gonna continue to focus on what's working and what I want, because I totally agree with that. And one last thing, a favorite part of Sedona was when we did the Greatness I See in You, where we connected with just wonderful. So
I was kind of taken back because it was so powerful. It was very transformational, those exercises that we did. It just really deepened self-love, the ancient secrets, the principles. It was very life-changing. So thank you for reminding me of that, Chris.
I would like to say Chris is amazing. She worked at Dr. Ronick's clinic just a few weeks ago, teaching people Marma, encouraging people. She's always so encouraging and giving to people. So thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Steve. Thank you for popping in and saying that about Chris. She's wonderful.
This is my new pop-up. I just put it. Time. Manifestation.
Absolutely. That's so great. Wonderful. Well, it looks beautiful. Hope you have a wonderful time in it. I've asked Karen. Go ahead. Go ahead, Steve.
In the backyard first, trying it out.
Got to try it out first before you go out to the wilderness, that's for sure. Karen, are you available to speak? I don't know whether I've seen Karen come in yet.
Yeah, I'm in.
Great. Oh, hello.
I don't know if you can recognize my glasses. They're hearts. And I got these in Sedona, some nice, I don't even know who brought them all, but somebody just put a whole bunch of these sunglasses down and shared them with us. And so I took a pair. Anyway, I'll take them off because I can't see. But I wanted to say that I went to Sedona. It was also a dream of mine to finally get there. It took a long time for me to get there, but I went to meet love. And because we're all love, and I was so looking forward to, being in the midst of love and to share love. And it was so fun. There were just so many fun moments and laughing. And it really deepened my understanding and my wanting to use the knowledge that I had read in the book. So it just reinforced that. And that was really helpful to me because I used the Marmas much more. And I, did the 30-day detox twice. So it really helped me, get there. And I got to I'd already met Dr. Clint because I'd gone to a pulse clinic, but I got to meet Dr. Giovanni. So one of the most fun times for me was I got to dance with Dr. Giovanni. So we were all dancing in the room during one particular time. And there was lots of music there. It was extremely fun to have the event in the evening where we got up and got to do activities and share music and song. And for me, I felt I was in a safe place to share a song with everyone. And that was extremely hard for me to do. But I went for it because of all the love in the room. And I knew if I made a mistake, it would be okay. And of course, I made a mistake. And that was the best thing for me, to make that mistake, because I knew it was all okay. So it was it was a wonderful experience. I hope anybody that's on the fence or hasn't manifested the money yet will figure it out. And be sure you come, as they've said many times, for the night before to have the informal gathering where you get to meet people and for the first time. And we would actually go up and touch each other and go, "Are you really real?"
It's really true.
Yeah. So
Karen and I were in the same house. We got to have, we had an Airbnb and we got to be in the same house. And I really cherished the mornings that I would come up and it was just she and I in the house. Everybody else was still asleep or scurrying, in their own private space. And we got to be able to talk. And it was such a gift to me to be able to get to know Karen on that level. And I just feel that she's a real trusted friend. And I am so grateful for that time that we had. So. See, that's another benefit. You get to build these bonds and friendships that really deepen. Yeah.
I made so many friends. That was great. And I'm still talking to people on the phone or Zooming with them. So, and it was very renewing. I felt incredibly wonderful and energized and just joyful when I left. So
that's so great. So wonderful. I thank you, Karen, so much for speaking. I've asked Lisa and Dr. Susan if they would speak to us about bringing what you want into your life. So Dr. Susan, do you want to speak first?
Actually, I just wanted to remind you, Linda, Shifra, and Mariana have some experience to share. If you have time, you can ask them to come up with.
Yes. Oh, thank you so much. Did you have anything else that you wanted to share?
About what I want, my health, since I just did my lumpectomy and I'm cancer free and I want to be determined of keeping my health in the great way. And then after that, I wish I could be in Ashland, but I won't be able, but I still do the manifestation to be part of that event, wonderful event I want.
Dr. Susan, my heart is so full of gratitude.
Thank you so
You're
much.
cancer free. You guys, let's give Dr. Susan a huge blast of love. She has been on a healing journey for a little while and so grateful that this has worked out for you.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful.
And I'm with you.
Dr. Susan is one of the PATH students in the practitioner program, and I truly believe that her experience that she has will truly benefit other people as she embarks on whatever her purpose is and whatever she chooses to do with this and traditional medicine, Western medicine. She's really got a lot of experience that will truly touch other people's lives. So thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lisa, are you in a position where you can share with us?
Are you the right Lisa? Lisa Lowe?
Yes, Lisa Lowe.
Okay. I know there's might be a couple Lisas. Yeah, I'm just enjoying one of my manifestations. I moved to a new community about 2 years ago. And this happened when I did the frame technique when I was in Germany, and I used to live in Santa Monica, so everyone thinks it's beautiful and grand and all that, but it's a very condensed amount of population, and I started to feel I just need to get out and not be in such a condensed civilization. I wanted to have some room and to breathe and farmland around and mountains, and so it was just a slight conversation I had actually with my mother, because I was trying to help her move to more of a community so she can socialize more with her age. And so I kind of just looked at a map. I go, where can we move in California? And I just put my finger like this and plopped it down. And I said, it'd be great to be, if there's a major earthquake, we could just bolt, out of here. And I was kind of just joking, saying it in jest, but I put my finger down and I just forgot about that, where I put it down at that time. But I had it in the frame of moving my mother to a 55 and over community. And I kept trying to get her into this other place that was closer to the beach area. It was a lot more money, and I don't know. She even put a deposit down, and randomly this area came up. I saw it a few times, I ignored it, but it came up, and I said, well, you have a deposit down, let's just be sure. And I said, now let's just go look at this other 55 and over place. So we did. We're heading out here, and then all of a sudden she's like, well, where is it? And I tell her the name of it, and she goes, what? I'm never going to move out there, that's so far away, and blah blah blah, all the lists of no's. And then we came here, and it was gorgeous, beautiful. The price is half the price, and it was just, so we ended up canceling the other one and booking this place, and it's just magnificent. I've just been on a long walk listening to the call and realizing, this is one of the places that I wanted to find in my white frame, a 55 and over place for my mother. And I would, leave Santa Monica and help her in her elder years. And I'm like, that's right. I put my finger exactly on the map. This is exactly where I said we should move. And that's it. And so sometimes, your goal, I was fixated on this other place, but never felt right. And then just before we fully committed, we were able to cancel, we manifested this place. And it's fantastic. It's lovely. It's affordable. We have snow a little bit. We have the mountains. We have the desert. And, we get to enjoy the outskirts of California, and we could just hop on over to Arizona. So manifestation can go either way. I manifested a lot when I was in Dr. Narem's class in Germany. I had a lot of sick animals that everyone said they're going to die. There's just put them down. You shouldn't be doing it. You shouldn't be helping them. And that's when I'd be texting Dr. Naram, what should I do? What should I do? He's like, do this, 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 this. I'm like, okay, I'm taking them out of the hospital. I'm taking them home. Well, you have to sign this because they're going to die on you. I'll fine, whatever. They're not going to die. So I did white frames for this dog that was supposed to die. And then I cut out pictures of dogs running and jumping and playing. And I surrounded it in his area, all the dogs playing. And I said, this is you. You're going to be fine. And so I would white frame him and touch his paw, touch his forehead. And that dog recovered quite nicely. The miracle is I was supposed to go to Germany for our last final day of that course. And I had no one to watch this dog. I called everyone, vet techs, can you please help, help me, because he needs TLC 24/7. There was like no one. And I was at the brink of not going at all. Like I didn't even book my flight out because of this dog yet. So a miracle happened where this lady and man vet, just them running their own little vet clinic, not too far, said, we'll follow the protocol. We'll do what you say. And we're going to add some extra vitamin C, some IV vitamin C, because it'll help knock out this deadly virus this dog has. So it was a miracle. And I took him there the next day. I literally ran to my flight. I booked it that day, and there I was on my way to Germany, and came back, and the dog lived following all the protocols. But I made sure that they had all the visual images I made for him. I white framed him when I was away. I kept sending him thoughts of, you're going to be fine. You're going to play. You're going to run around, and you're not, you're here. We didn't even bring up dying. So I just know, things can go both ways. I've also manifested things I didn't want because of upset, hurt, grief, and despair that came in with other issues that seemed really unresolvable. So I went down that path for a while of manifesting things I didn't want in my life, and and trying to remember all the good stuff I learned. But at the same time, I let that overpower my mind and consume me. And so I really had to stop and look at what I manifested here, this beauty, and take in, the good things that I've manifested and the good in the community. Because when you're in the community, it helps remind you and kind of snap you out of what you're your pattern of your thinking and like, wait a second, I have all these tools. I know what to do. Why am I manifesting these negative things because I'm upset about something? Because it's just snowballing. It's just getting bigger and bigger. Okay, stop, cut it off. I put it in the red frame, and in the white frame, here I go. And I'm back in the positive vibe of creating what I want. And I just want to say that, manifesting can go both ways. So pay attention to where your mind is going and use the tools and techniques to really bring in, because anything can happen. I mean, I've manifested where I said I wanted to sing and I couldn't sing a note, but I was determined I'm going to sing because I want that feeling. Within 1 year, this is when it was in my 20s. Within 1 year, I was singing at Budokan in Japan in front of 20,000 people. So, and then I just pulled it off. Like, I sang okay, but so you just don't know what will come your way, how it will unfold. So asking what you want is, I just want to stress that, not stress, but I want to confirm that you're going to create no matter what. You can create either way. And why not bring in the joy and harmony and peace and upliftingness to your own life? So anyways, that's my little
Lisa,
little commentary.
Said so many things that are just so powerful. So first of all, I just want to thank you for, first of all, your relationship with Dr. Naram was personal and it was wonderful. The times that we've talked, you've told me of texts and conversations, and even sent me some of the pictures of you and Dr. Naram. It was just amazing. So I'm so grateful that you're still here. Thank you so much for the contribution in the pet book, and way to go with the manifestation of the dog's health. And also, for the beautiful community that you live in, because it's so important that we love the area and the place that we live. But you said something so powerful, when you can manifest the negative into your life as well. In the book, Dr. Clint talks about the power is in your thoughts. You be careful with what you're thinking, because you will bring that into your life and into your reality as well. So thank you so much,
I mean,
Lisa.
it's something we I know we want to be all fluffy, happy, good joy, but there is issues that come up with people and emotions and history, and I really try to resolve it, but some things you just have to resolve in your inner world, and you cannot resolve it with the other person, and be okay with it and bless the situation. And some of it is really painful, especially when you're trying to protect an older person. So that was my situation, trying to protect someone that was being very harmed. And so it just, if it was me, I'd like it, but with someone else, I just, this is not right. So it just dug deep and it got me lost in the mire. So it's really important to bring yourself back and transmute those things. And I don't see it as a negative at this point. I see it as a gift that I really I've been manifesting myself more in myself of who and what I want to be, because I'm handling that situation different and letting it go as well. And there's a lot to it, so I won't get on all the details, but we're all going to have challenges, and I'm making those challenges a really part of my growth and my healing. So
and there's the Aditi Diva Wawa, where you're treating it as if it's the unexpected guest coming to you, and when you can view it that way, it takes all of that negativity out of it. So
and then I have more of an understanding when I see someone suffering. I understand their pain and suffering, because it really, I felt punched in my heart and my gut, like on a daily basis. It was really hard to make it go away. But when I started to change my thinking more, even I did the techniques, but it would just bounce back to this negative. It was like that in depth in me, and I'm like, this is running super deep in my lineage. So let's just be okay with it and take my time and process it out, and forgive myself for harming myself with these type of manifesting things I don't want, which was hurt and anger and things like that. And so it's a really, one of the most powerful things was to forgive myself in allowing those thoughts to carry on, and a big release with that. So I don't know. I just thought it was an important point that we can manifest good and bad, good experiences, or you can call them negative, but they're growth experiences. And I can truly use this for the benefit of others, what I've learned now. So yeah.
Lisa, thank you so much for sharing. I so appreciate that. We're really getting close on time. So I did have a little video that I wanted to share that's a short clip, but Linda and Shifra, if you guys can speak really quickly, and then we'll hear from Ken, and then we'll do the video, and then we'll go into breakout rooms really quick. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for everybody who shared. Linda.
Hi, everybody. Forgive me if I go 2 seconds over my allotted lip time. The sacred incident in the garden. It happened yesterday. I was wandering around looking for my cat Tippy, and he wasn't showing up. And I saw this person sitting in our garden. It's just right outside my apartment complex. And this person had this very female energy. They looked really slim and in very good shape. This person had this orange veil over her or his head. What was most unusual was her was looking for Tippy, and I saw this person, and they were as still as still as a statues. Like, I know my voice can carry the whole neighborhood and hear me calling Tippy, Yaha BB. And I think the right hand was like this, and I thought I saw her lips moving, and it's like, this is kind of strange, like a Tithi Devo Baba. I finally said to this person, if you forgive me for disturbing you during your meditation, I promise you a miracle. And then I turned and walked back to my home and retrieved Tippy. And later on it occurred to me, wow, that could have been a Babaji sighting. There are 2 Babaji devotees living in this building. And yeah, this person had an orange veil over his or her head. And yeah, it's like perhaps the ultimate Atithi Devo Baba. So I am Linda in Mount Shasta, California. I'm totally looking forward to meeting a whole bunch of you in Ashland, God willing.
Absolutely.
So thank you. May the story be a
so much.
benefit. That was my sacred incident in the garden. I love you and I'm with you.
Linda, thank you so much for that beautiful short story. Shifra, just really quickly.
Excuse me. Yeah, I had an excuse me. I had this beautiful experience yesterday. It's a memorial for a woman I knew, and I know her daughter. I am friends with her daughter, and I don't know. It was really beautiful. It was gorgeous. People were dancing with butterflies, and I did a poem that was really well received, and I met lots of really lovely people some of whom I hope will become friends. And I think what was striking about this person was, she was a Holocaust survivor, and she had a lot of challenges, and she was so full of love, and that event was full of love, and that was powerful. And I feel like I've experienced a lot of love in this community. Sort of having a little bit of a difficult time with certain things, like, I don't know, feel like I'm having a few Atithi Deva Babas coming up, but I'm just asking people to envision that I and Linda and anybody else who might not know how they're going to get there can get there to Ashland, because I had such it was just an amazing experience when I went to Sedona, looking into people's eyes and doing poems, and it was really incredible. So I that's it. I'm just asking you to see that.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, Clint has definitely, 2 weeks ago, he really put out such a beautiful way of being able to bring it into our lives. So Shipra, thank you so much. We hope that you're able to get there as well. Ken.
Hello, family. Hello, family. Just want to let you know that as Jana knows, I'm relatively new to this community, and I had no idea how I was going to get to Nepal, and I put the intention out there and I manifested getting all the way to Nepal. I mean, things just began to happen. And one of the techniques that I've used over the years, that beyond just thought, I've actually used physical techniques, where I opened a mailbox for the Universal Fulfillment Corporation, and I would actually take photographs of the things that I wanted, write a check for whatever the amount was, and mail it. And I would receive these things. The universe would receive them. I'd put them into a folder, and when they manifest themselves, I open it up and said, "Thanks, universe," and I would be extremely grateful for things like that. So there's physical manifestation techniques we can use as well. I met an angelic healer recently who looked at me and said, "You know, you can control the weather, right?" Which I thought was funny, because in the past 4 decades that I've been teaching police and military groups, I've never, ever had a weather event which has taken me out. I've been rained at, I've never been rained out. And last week in Columbus, Ohio, we were out at an event, and the weather moved in, tornado grade weather, and we're at an abandoned school, and there was absolutely no way we were getting out of this. And immediately when we started, we looked over to the left, and in the big abandoned auditorium, the wind had blown a wall down. And just, there was this big open auditorium, and we all looked at each other and just started laughing. And they looked at me and said, "Wow, your manifester has really come in. We moved a little bit of rubble. We're able to train indoors." And so the universe has a breaching team, and they kicked open a wall for us. And at 8 o'clock that night, the construction team came in to repair the wall. But just that one amazing little manifestation thing. So believe, my brothers and sisters in there. The universe cannot wait to help you do all that you desire.
Oh my gosh. Wow. Amazing. Amazing. Well, I think Carol is controlling the weather right now. She's got lightning storms all around her, and you can see that her little farm is protected and all the lightning is all around. So I truly believe that you can control the weather. And wow, to have a, Woo, that's a powerful thing, Ken. Wow. So thank you for sharing that story. So Robin, I'll have you get together the breakout rooms, but I would like to share this little clip that Dr. Clint did 2 weeks ago. If I can see the right one, here it is. I just want you to listen to this really short blip that he had, and just to remind us about how do we bring our dreams into reality? How do we manifest?
Can't hear it, Jana.
Okay. That's right. I didn't share. I had it all set up before I gave up my host rights. So thank you. Great. Let's see. And Mindy, thank you so much for all of your help. And Carol and Tara and Robin and Cornelia, all of you guys, thank you so much for the help that you've given to this call today. For everyone who's here and is watching the video, we so appreciate you. Let's see, we should be right on time.
You know, my friend, Sister Joni, this Catholic nun who's come on the calls before, you know, she also had a situation with her hand where she had limited mobility, and the Hmong soup and the herbs we gave her full mobility. But as she read the book, she says now she tells everyone, don't be consumer of the fear, but you need to be focusing on what do you want. And it's okay to have that dream and to go for it. So we're going to go into breakout rooms in a moment. And right before that, I just want to review. So ancient secrets for manifesting your dreams in reality. First, have a dream. Even if it's a simple dream, like what do you want for today? Or a simple dream, I want to go to Ashland, you know, and don't let the doubts come out. The power, the quality of your life depends on the quality of your questions. So instead of saying I can't, say how can I? How can I? Second, write it down. Dr. Ram says if it's not on the page, it's not on the stage. So write it down. He would always have a journal, and he'd write the things down. So write it down. Third, infuse your life with gratitude. Feel so much gratitude as if it's already happened, and gratitude to play the game. You know, a lot of people achieve something, but the process of it was more enjoyable than the destination. So why do we have gratitude that we can dream and that we can play the game in a community like this? He said, start with what you have. Start with what you have. When you help enough other people achieve what they want, eventually you'll get what you want. And then the perspective that life is a game. You enjoy playing the game, that there's no problem that exists on this planet without a solution. The last thing I want to share that Dr. Ram said, it's a Sanskrit phrase that says the outer world is a manifestation of your inner world. And so actually by focusing in and going into this silence, stillness, and solitude is a very powerful way to impact all the things outside of you as well. Now, having said that, what if you can find a celebration partner? What if you can inspire someone else in their dream just by speaking the thing that you're maybe a little bit nervous to speak about? What do you want? Is a very powerful thing. Actually,
Wow. Are we just lucky or what? That little bit has been so powerful in my week this week. It's amazing. So I really hope that you guys can really engage with those. I don't know why this is not, there we go. Really engage with those tips of how to bring manifestation into your life based off of the ancient secrets. So thank you so much. Before we go into the breakout room, I'm sure, Robin, you've got them all together. Great. Let's go ahead and unmute. Rub our hands together. Say, I love you and I'm with you. Say,
I love you and I'm with you.
I love you and I am with you. I love you and I am with you.
I love you and I'm with you.
I love you and I'm with you.
With you.
Thank you.
Love you. I love you and I am with you. Meow,
Awesome.
meow. My kitty say hi.